many investors that purchase property in Cambodia. Here in Cambodia, they always have an idea of renting out their units. So today's topic is going to talk about, what type of tenant they're going to expect, and what type of property that they should consider, something like that. So first, it's tenant. In From my experience, the expat that live in Phnom Penh, usually professional worker that work for NGO, international company, a teacher at international school, employee that work for the embassy, so we call embassy employee, as well as business owner, entrepreneur, somebody that they start a restaurant or do some business in Cambodia. This type of expat we call long-term expat, and usually they prefer to find a place with at the minimum 1 year lease. Second is you have to think about location. Location is very important. Why location is very important? From my experience, those expat that picking place, there's only a few locations that they would come and they want it to be. Usually, top cities, as we've been talking about, top 3 location, which is BKK1, Russian Market, and Tonle Sap. But, from my experience, there are more than that. There are also some, like NGO employee, because most of the NGO office are along, near the riverside, those areas. So they looking for place in Phnom Penh as well. But Phnom Penh is very different. There's not so many high-rise over there, and they're also high limited, and that's why we really mainly focus, because investor looking to buy a condo, so you have to look for somewhere that have condo. So yeah, that's why BKK1, Russian Markets, and Tonle Sap is a place to go. And what you expect, I can explain as well, like what type of tenant if you buy in each those location. Let's say BKK1 is like a commercial area, so most likely your tenant is going to be embassy employee, commercial like bank, people that work for international bank. Also, you can expect some from the international schools as well, because we do have international school nearby in BKK. Some business owner, entrepreneur, if they can, they also love to stay in BKK as well. Russian market, most likely people that want to experience local. So, and also from by far, most of the international teacher that teach at ISPP or Northbridge, they love to stay in Russian market because the distance from the area to their workplace is closer compared to BKK. But yet, they still have life if they want to, because the commute from Russian market to BKK is like 10 minutes by tuk-tuk anyway. And people live in Tonle Sap most likely because of the embassy, because most of embassy are around Tonle Sap area, and also some NGO as well. Okay, third is talking about bidding management. Yeah, bidding management is also one of the main reason that you decide to buy a property, from the previous video that I was explaining. And that's why also property management is where it keep the tenant, like, at first, of course, the impression of the layout, the design of units, such and such is attract tenant to stay. But property management is what keep tenants stay long term. Some, they just don't want to move out from the building. Just like me, I live in one of the building and they have a good property management. We end up staying there for almost 6 or 7 years already, and we still don't want to move because of the property management. Even though the building is, have something else more modern, but we don't want to risk because we love the property management where we are right now. Fourth is about competing, like, it's like the competition between unit and unit, like owner of the unit, like the size of the building that you're going to invest, like how many units inside that building. So by the time that you're going to rent the unit, how many units that you're going to compete with those owners. So at that point, there are some point that you need to think about is how you're gonna furnish your apartment, how you're going to price, and one most important about that is the floor. So far, most of the investor that buys through us, we always recommend them to pick something higher floor. So by the time the bidding complete, they can rent easier, they can resell easier. So higher floor is actually should be considered if you can. And last but not least is about the renting price expectations. I mean, rent, of course, you want to rent the unit at a very high price, but you also have to consider, what is the location of your building, and property management. Is the property management is good, they taking care of the elevator, common area, pool, gym, such and such. If they do a good job, yes, your rental price can be as high as you know expected. So I hope this video will help you, to decide and make some decision if you're looking to invest. And thank you for watching my video.